on a little early. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are early, but we're going to wait for everyone to come on. And good morning, Kelly. How you doing? And Mariah, good morning, and all others. Dr. Faruqi, Dr. Kiltz, here to answer your questions and just share a beautiful, what do we have? The 6th? It's the 6th of February, upstate New York, snowy, cold, but sunny. And let's see, Katila, Gabrielle, and
Selma,
Zulika, Tiffany.
Be better than you were yesterday.
You're better than you were yesterday, and we're all better than we were yesterday, but we were even perfect yesterday. That's the craziness about all of this.
Mariah, Rowan.
And it's a fertile journey, right? All of us on this fertile journey, and it's not easy, is it?
No.
But anyone can do easy, but only the chosen can do the hard. And we've all been chosen on this really hard journey. And that's why I'm always picking up some spiritual text or writing in my journal to find a way to do better. Mrs. Michael's Design, how you doing? New Beginnings. Good morning. Black Love Beauty. Good morning. Good morning.
Jana from Kansas.
Yeah. All right. Tiffany, Heather, Tanisha, a pleasure for everyone. Thank you. How egg retrieval is handled when you have cysts on your ovaries. Let's see. Cocoa Bunny Bees. So.
Did one yesterday.
Well, if there's a cyst, we just aspirate it because it might have an egg in it.
Generally, we aspirate it at the end.
We stick a needle all the way through to empty all the follicles. We go in there with the assumption it's a follicle with an egg in it, right? And so I know it's really hard to know until we stick the needle in and aspirate it, right?
By the way, how long does it take to get a follow-up consult with you, Rob?
Well, if you...
He's a busy guy.
Well, 315-416-988. This is tough for me. 72. You can text me or email rkiltz@cnyfertility.com. We often can get some earlier appointments with myself or one of the other team members. So we're really working hard to get everyone in as much as possible.
And that's something we need to improve on.
We are improving.
We have so many patients wanting to talk.
We are improving it. And one of the biggest challenges has been COVID. Right?
That's just an excuse, Rob.
Well, it's not an excuse. It's just a challenge.
Yeah.
But we can handle the challenge, right?
Yeah.
How about reproductive endocrinologists do laparoscopic surgery, and do they do surgery that unblocks tubes?
Yeah, we do all day long. We do a lot of reproductive surgery. Obviously, that's about everything that we do, really.
Yeah, we do lots of it. And Dr. Lutheringer, Dr. Condrip, Dr. Faruqi, surgeries in Montreal right now, but going to be doing them in the States.
Yeah.
So the answer is
yes.
Yes.
Most of the surgeries are endometriosis, fibroids.
We do all of those.
Yeah. Will you guys give me a hard time with my fertile journal? Are you kidding? No way.
Okay.
You are welcome here. There is no such thing.
We have to eliminate obesity, high BMIs, overweight. Really, we're here to take care of all human beings.
Yeah.
This journey is not easy for sure, but we're here to help. And we know that so many people are turned away. But you know what I say is that we get fat because the genetics that get us fat are the genetics of survival and reproduction. Skinny is deadly in a famine. And so really overweight is not the cause of anything. And we should eliminate that and eliminate the word diet too.
And Tammy, we can help you. We can help you with your fertility. We can help you with your overall well-being.
And how do you get, what's the best way?
Here we go, everyone.
What's the best way, doctor, right? And we go the new baby's plan. I just put it out. I didn't bring it home, but diets are dead. And the fertile nutritional solution is eat like a
lion.
because we are
Lions.
lions. Isn't that crazy? Like,
Well, it's very easy. We're on top of the food chain, and the people on top of the food chain are carnivores.
I know Kiltz is a little upside down in all of this, but I'm telling you, this is the right side for all of us. Like a lion, whether you're a vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, or carnivorian, like a lion, right? Marissa, why do we get that, Doctor?
I was prescribed metformin at my last appointment to even things out, referring to my follicles. Is metformin effective for this? I was on it for PCO. I had been a slow responder to letrozole and had 2 rounds of IUI. Actually, metformin does help. We don't know exactly how, but we have noted that when we put patients on metformin, they have better ovarian response, ovaries, the ovocytes are better quality, we get better embryos. So it's a great idea.
May help. I always say may help and all. Look, and the best thing to do is eat like a lioness. And that's 1 meal, high fat, and cook the carbs well if you eat them. But yeah, metformin, I like 500, but don't forget inositol, ovasitol, and I think the ovarian bloom is another one through our molecular fertility supplements. So, but thank you very much for joining us today. Sunday, another beautiful day that we're working diligently to bring you information to help you heal naturally, become fertile naturally. And remember, all the things that we're talking about are really both on the sperm source side, the egg source side, because it starts with the egg, the sperm, the embryo, and the carrying vehicle, remember the uterus. And we've got to change what we put in the mind and the mouth to change the environment within all of us. So that's really the biggest key to all this.
So Zulika did a retrieval last week in Colorado. Service was amazing. So we got to thank Dr. Fink, Dr. Magarelli, the staff out in Colorado. We need to go out there more often.
With the staff out there, yeah. And remember, there are bumps everywhere, and a lot of the bumps are COVID and all the things that we're all dealing with in the shortage of staff. So please, if we have some bumps, forgive us for sure.
We're always working on fixing that.
Yeah, Desiree, let's see. Our molecular fertility supplements should be on our website. For those of you that don't want to eat real liver or organ meats, there's the Dr. Kiltz Nutritional Solutions, which is, and again, the evidence that these things work is weak in my opinion, but they're out there and we want to provide you with what we think is a good quality supplements at an affordable price. So if you're finding something less expensive, quality to quality, we want to help and make ours, again, as affordable as possible. Sam.
Oh, that's a good one. So 2 failed PGT transfers, 1 medicated, 1 modified natural. Is ERA necessary with the modified natural? Should I go into a 3rd transfer with the Mosaic? Well, every transfer you do, 60% chance of success. You did 2, that would have been 84%. I think ERA is something you should consider. We can do ERA with the natural cycle, a modified cycle, a medicated cycle, all of them, and a Mosaic.
What about endometriosis? How do we evaluate and treat that?
Well, either you had a laparoscopy, we know the diagnosis, or there is the Receptiva test. You want to talk more about that?
Well, the Receptiva test could be wrong if it's negative 20% of the time.
Yeah.
So I say do the laparoscopy, hysteroscopy with or without a scratch and an ERA. Yeah. And treat the endo at the time of a diagnostic laparoscopy. The other is medical treatment, 2 to 3 months of Lupron or Alyssa plus letrozole. So yeah. I think those are the other things. And don't forget, if you go to our family building guide, there's a lot of really great resources here. But again, these are options and ideas. These aren't like you have to do this or this is absolute. Look, we know that plenty of women conceive and deliver babies as vegans, vegetarians, Mediterraneans, and pescatarians. I say carnivorian is the very best, but it's a game changer. And there's so many people talking about this on the female and the male side that it's a game changer in my opinion.
So Brianna Renee Root, I gave accidentally a double dose of Gonal F last night. Instead of 150, I gave 300. Did I mess anything up? No, I don't think so.
You'll be good.
Just get back to 150.
And we do love mini dose and more natural cycles, lower the cost, and we're proud to use Metro Pharmaceuticals, Integrity, MDR. If you can find a pharmacy that has lower cost meds, let us know. But we're doing more and more letrozole or Clomid. I prefer letrozole.
Me too.
10 with 100 to 200 of gonal or follistim, or a little bit of Menopur as that LH source. So again, you guys tell us what you want, and you can tell the nurses, the doctors, the practitioners, all of us. You want to do a fresh, spell it out. You want to do a frozen, spell it out. If you choose to do day 3, day 5, or 6, or PGS, you let us know what you want to do, by the way. And there was a question before about mosaic embryos.
Yes.
Have we seen normal babies with mosaic embryos?
All the
Time. And have we seen normal embryos with other abnormal?
Yes, we have. Up to 20%.
And so I don't know the numbers. I'm beginning to realize that all the stats are, everyone likes wants to know, well, what is it? Remember, it's 100% the way it's meant to be in the moment you do something. Now you have to have faith first. Remember that. Spirit and faith over science and facts, but we're integrating this scientific world to get you what you want to do.
Good question then. Do you guys do IVF for male factor infertility? Absolutely. And it's actually one of the best treatments for male factor.
But even remember, for male, we take care of males and females.
Yeah.
And we take care of whatever your gender description is and what a relationship description you have. But certainly, what's the best way to first take care of a male factor?
Reduce inflammation.
Reduce inflammation. Kiltz is keto. Carnivore is kick-ass amazing. It's the baby's plan. Again, diets are dead. And remember, if you're fat, you're fertile and fit, because fat is the fuel for the Ferrari. I know it seems ridiculous, but 50,000 years ago, if you were skinny in a famine, guess what?
You didn't make it.
Fertilizer. And respect to everyone out there, by the way. But what I'm learning has changed my life completely. Being overweight causes no disease. You get overweight, as we've labeled it, because you're eating a ton of fruits, fiber, vegetables. And what's nature's toilet paper?
He always says that. Lettuce.
I'm sorry. And it's all contaminated. It's nuts. But for the guys, molecular fertility supplements may aid. If you do carnivore keto 1 meal a day and you eat, I think it's tip to tail, right? Or you try the nutritional organ meat stuff. Sorry. Whoa. Right. Again, there is no FDA certainty or scientific certainty of all these supplements. Now I'm seeing all these patents and proprietary knowledge and information. Does it drive me a little crazy?
Well, he's already crazy, but crazier. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sarah Grizzaplan.
I had my first FET in Colorado that fails, slight PCOS, no sign of endo. Should I get a laparoscopy before a second FET? Just one, maybe you could.
Absolutely. Yes, get it. So what's the number one sign of endometriosis?
Could be infertility.
Actually, it's infertility and nothing.
Yeah.
So many women have endo, don't even know it, but it's over time. All diseases that we've been talking about, in my opinion, are caused by a high plant-based, low-fat diet. But if you eat like a lioness, you're eating the optimal human nutritional solution, which is crazy, I know. Let's see, endo, again, medical treatment or surgical treatment, or, okay, the secret is simple. The nutritional solution clears the bowels of inflammation, and guess what? Because endo is a bowel disorder, and then it spills over to the ovaries, tubes, uterus. You think it damages sperm too if it's in the male?
Inflammation.
Yeah. And men can get what we label as endo. Remember, endo is simply inflammation, right?
Yep. Eventually, yeah.
It's all inflammation. Body heat important.
My husband is like a walking heater, and I read heat is bad for sperm. Well, he must have a good metabolism because he has a warm body temperature. So unless there's fever, I don't think there's any problem.
Right, but here's my theory. If you eat a high plant-based 3 to 6 healthy meals a day, you're having a lot of fermentation in the bowels, which creates what?
Inflammation.
Heat.
Well,
Heat.
But heat comes from inflammation too.
Right. But the fermentation of fiber, fruits, and vegetables, seeds, and nuts in the gut makes heat. That can heat up and affect your sperm, your eggs, your embryos, your uterus. That's the simple story. That's why cool it down, right? Cool it.
Don't wear your body out by doing too much exercise.
Well, certainly
does not help fertility.
Yeah, you want to slow it down. Cool baths or cool plunges. Glendy.
Oh yeah, Glendy. Okay, Dr. Kiltz, do you recommend PRP if you are doing a transfer with donor eggs?
So intrauterine PRP and HCG wash may help reduce inflammation in utero and may help with implantation enhancement, but these are very maybes, everyone. You know, the problem is there's so much in the research journals, but you know, I'm being sued by Dr. Gleicher for recommending DHEA, but now I'm beginning to believe that the science is actually false, and maybe we're led down the path that we don't even know what really works here, because look, so many people with all the same problems have babies, but why are you suffering in these ways? The answer is, I don't know. But my bet is that we're doing too much of this.
Yeah.
We're too stressed out. He yells at me too much. And then I get stressed, right? I get stressed. And Tia takes really good care of me.
Truthfully, it's the other way around, isn't it? You yell at me. You keep telling me what to do.
If I'm yelling at Dr. Faruqi, please tell me I love him. And we love this man, and he's one of our best. Again, Dr. Corley, Dr. Lutheringer, Dr. Chang, D'Souza, Grossman, Ditkoff, Ivanov, Bertie Alice.
I don't even know how we got such an amazing team.
Amazing team members
people
everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Officially open for full services. Young Geek, probably, we're looking at June, July, and I'm praying it's not past that. But the team down there is doing amazing. We're going to put some pictures of the construction. We're really excited. And I'm working on DMV, the new CNY DMV. I think it's, what is that?
DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Excited about it. So how soon should you stop HIT exercises before starting IVF cycle?
What's HIT?
High impact training.
Yeah. As soon as possible.
Look at, remember, you want to do this. You can do light exercises, Tai Chi, yoga. I think, what is he? A keto, Dr. Magarella likes this Aikido stuff, but look at, slow it down, cool it down. Really, really critical and important. But I think right now is a good time.
Because if you're doing high intensity exercises, your body is thinking that you're running away from something. That is the last moment that you.
So where does the blood flow go when you're doing all this exercise? Yeah. It goes to the outer and not to the core. So you're stealing it from the core, which is your reproductive organs, your gastrointestinal organs. So yes, slow it down for sure. Georgia be full service. Desiree, I'm working on that one too. COVID has been a craziness this last 2 years, so it's kind of slowed us down a little bit. But you guys keep telling us what you want and help me out here. Remember, we're really working to make sure affordability, access, quality, and honesty in reproductive medicine and science is happening. I'm very concerned when Dr. Gleicher tells everyone about DHEA. He has a foundation which he's doing the research in, and then he gets a patent to sue people to push the price up higher. Please, Dr. Gleicher and Dr. Barad and Dwin Harbin, what are you guys doing? Please. All right, Lisa Palmer.
How many day threes would you buy for best chance at 44? I have 18. Oh, that's really good. 18 day three. Oh, it's going away there. And and I'm going to do 2 more retrievals with Dr. Chang before starting transfer image 2.5. I already been working with RI for transfers.
Reproductive immunologist. So,
okay.
and we do reproductive immunology.
Yeah, we do.
And if you look in the family building guide, this is the new one out, by the way. And again, you could download it free on our website and paper copy on Amazon. But you know, no one knows how many embryos it's going to take for anyone, unfortunately. You know, you get 10, 20, but remember, how many embryos does it take to make a baby? One. And so maybe that first one, no one knows the answer. We're guessing, unfortunately. All of us are guessing in this business.
Hey, there's a good question from Ashley Nicole, which is something different between the two of us. Why can't we take Plaquenil or Prograf at the same time? Rob gives one or the other. Well, I actually give both.
Right, but in America, the pharmaceuticals really will tell you there may be some cross reaction and some cardiovascular side effects. So, you know, and there may be some cross reactivity with other drugs. So listen, we're always wanting to be as cautious as can be for everyone. And remember, it's individualized decisions that you have to get directly with your practitioner in all of this. Yeah. So that's really, and remember, open access information, by the way. I'm glad that ASRM and Journal of Reproductive Immunology, and genetics, that there's a lot of open access that you have. You have more access to medical information than we had when we were in our training.
Oh, yeah.
And so you guys are the ones that should be really reading it and telling us what you want to do. That's the future of medicine. And remember, more natural meditation, prayer, slow it down. Remember, one meal, water, not whiskey, wine, or beer, a little bit of tea and coffee, and not too much water either, by the way.
Let's see now here.
Ultrasound shows PCOS ovaries. Blood work is technically normal, having a lot of symptoms. PCOS. Can blood work be normal and still have PCOS?
Yeah, of course, yes. It's actually very difficult to make a direct diagnosis of PCOS. Well, it's more a clinical picture that we have to look at.
Exactly. It's all clinical. And remember, all the diagnoses of a disease are labels that we put on something to identify what really, maybe we're wrong on these diagnoses. I think we are labeling too many diagnoses.
Oh, yeah.
I think the label is I'm healthy and fertile. Now remember, I'm healthy and fertile is the way we need to be thinking about it, but healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, it's mostly lies, damn lies,
and more lies.
And more lies. It really is such an interesting concept that I've been learning in all of this, that all of our journals, peer reviewed, are conversations with all of us. How accurate is the data? You know, I hate to bring up DHEA again, but when Dr. Gleicher's foundation sponsors the studies, they oversee it, and then they patent a method of treatment. How is that peer-reviewed and accurate? I think when you're
slightly self-serving.
It's self-serving, unfortunately, but somehow the Patent Office of America gives Dr. Gleicher and Dr. Barat and others many patents for things that we talk about all the time. I'm being sued. Theralogics was sued. Dr. Vidali was sued. MDR was sued. Dr. Eduardo Kelly was sued. Who's next in all of this? And my job in this business of fertility is that we need to make sure that everyone is bringing honest and honorable information. And I will put us on the same. We need to be better too. We can't make claims that aren't true.
Oh, Silvana Talevska opened an office in Canada. We actually have an office in Canada.
We have a satellite office in
Montreal, and we are also able to do treatments in Toronto. We have
monitoring in Canada.
Yeah.
We do a retrievals and transfers
in Syracuse, Buffalo, Albany,
Colorado.
Yes, we have patients. As far as Canada is concerned, we have patients all the way from British Columbia all the way to Halifax, to Nova Scotia. So we definitely have stuff going on.
And one of the things is we can take care of people from around the globe. And the whole
and all around the world. Actually, we had a patient from Nigeria.
globe and world. Yeah. And do I have to like learn something about the globe and the world? Are they? Am I? He's teaching me every day. By the way, my best friend, the most amazing guy in the world, and really, really cares for people. And so I'm so
He's
grateful
my mentor.
to have this great guy with me in my life. Jackie, 34 endo, 4.2 AMH.
That's not bad.
2 eggs, 1 fertilized. Okay, what do you do first?
Where's your book there? Yeah.
Right? Kiltz's Keto Family Building Guide for all of us. Remember, and then look at our molecular fertility supplements. You sound like you probably already had a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, low dose protocols. And I don't know, can we tell anyone that DHEA may or may not help? I don't know anymore because I've got a gag order, but you can read about it if you want. But my bet is low dose serial stims, maybe a little omnitrope, human growth might help, along with 10, 220 or 150, 75 gonal Menopur with a little letrozole, and I think a little bit of omnitrope may help. Can unvaccinated Canadians?
Yeah, so that's another question for our Canadian patients. Can unvaccinated Canadians cross the border? The answer was yes until the 22nd of January, where they put up a new restriction.
But someone got passed the other day, even after the restrictions, so we can't say.
No, but we did get a few patients cross over, but it all depends on the officer that's going to look at you.
We can't guarantee that you're going to get across, but you can do the work yourself. But we believe that if you have the right paperwork and you've gotten your COVID testing, and probably everyone should get a COVID antibody screening to know whether or not you already might be.
You may have already had the infection.
Yeah, or to make sure that you're properly protected, right?
Yeah.
Should I continue on the prednisone today, Shauna? Yes, you could take it today, but it's not that critical anyway for the prednisone.
And there was another question about Lovenox. It's up there. If you could bring it down a little bit.
By the way, Camille, there's no evidence that DHEA levels matter toward DHEA, and the science isn't very good. But again, like supplements and other things, you guys are welcome to do something, but it may help, and who it helps, we don't really always know, right?
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
There's a good question about embryos right there, day 3 to day 5. Where did it go here?
Well, day 3s work great.
Yeah, we
recommend doing a lot of freeze-all cycles on day 3. There it is. It's right there.
It's a Jeanette. Dual. Do we lose potential embryos by waiting day 5 over day 3? We lose some embryos without giving them a chance. 100%, I believe that. It's not true that the embryos you lose were the bad ones. You could have actually lost your baby.
That's correct.
So when you don't have a lot of embryos, definitely no PGT and freeze day 3. We've been doing more and more of that. We're telling more and more patients to do that.
I think that that day 3 is really good. More day 3s is really good, by the way. Inositol. Yes. And again, remember, metabolic disorder, PCOS, endometriosis, infertility, idiopathic, unknown cause, fibroids, polyps, tubal damage is all secondary to inflammation. Leading cause of inflammation. If you read the book on Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle or the Fertile Feast, again, download a free digital copy on our website or download on Amazon a paper copy. There's a lot of really great stuff to help everyone out, by the way.
So the lady that asked the question, Jeanette, says that other
hold on, what's that?
I did not agree with.
Wait. You guys can't hear?
Oh.
Let's see. Sound is off.
Okay.
You guys, I think I'm going to come off and then come back on.
All right. So while we're doing that, let's answer Jeanette Duval's question. That the doctors at another center did not agree with this idea of day 3, day 5 embryos. That happens all the time. Every REI has their opinions, so you kind of have to listen to everyone's opinion and make up your own mind. We frequently disagree, Rob and me, and there's a lot of things that you have to actually ask around. And
there it is. I see.
But there's a lot of centers that only do day 5 embryos, and they don't.
5 and 6. Again, everyone's opinionated. We had one of our patients go to another center, and the center said malpractice. And again, we need to be thinking a little bit differently, everyone. We're all doing the very best we can. All right, hold on a second. Can you guys hear us on Instagram? Give us a thumbs up, yes or no. Instagram. Let's see. We're waiting. We'll give it a moment. Let's see. How many IUIs?
Wait. Okay. Well, no.
No. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
good.
okay, great.
Good. All right. I turned it off and on. Thanks for coming back to us, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's see. No clotting issues. Can I stop Lovenox before 14 weeks as planned? I have a tooth I need to be pulled and hesitant on Lovenox. Yes, you can.
Yes.
But we don't use Lovenox because of blood clots. We use it because of inflammation. Inflammation is caused by plants. They contain phytohemagglutinins. They cause blood clots and stroke in the macro and microvasculature. That's the most amazing concepts. Lectins, look at Stephen Gundry's book on the plant paradox. Really some great stuff, I think. But there's so much out there that we're learning every single day. Let's see, day 3 all the way. Yes. Look at you. We're not telling you the way. We're just giving you our opinions. Everyone's throwing their opinions around out there. All of our journals are opinionated, and even again, supplements and DHEA opinionated because you get something that works. So, all right, doctor.
Oh, really nice question there, Taylor Gamash. I have a unicornate uterus. Uterus too small to do FET. I think I called Dr. Kiltz on Friday. Thank you for your help. We have a lot of patients getting pregnant with unicorned uteruses. I don't think it really matters that much. We may follow you as a high risk. Yeah,
exactly. Get a cerclage.
High risk pregnancy.
Don't wait.
But
get a cerclage.
We do that. Yeah.
Yes. And they say infantile uterus. The radiologist. I don't think that's true in my opinion.
No.
34 known issues. 2 failed transfers. You just tested perfect. Should we try natural? Try another transfer with adding keto. Laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, scratch.
ERA.
You could do the ERA. That's your choice. ERA may or may not work. Again, it's your choice in all of this.
Yeah.
But I do a lot more natural cycles and immune 3 or 4 protocols. So I think that can really help a lot.
Hey, when you get pregnant, when do you stop? The question was, when do we stop Prograf? Early on, right?
Well, when you get pregnant, you stop Prograf. That's our current recommendations. But again, everything we're saying is just general information, not meant for you individually. So that's what I want everyone to realize, that we're going to give you our very best we can with overall generalized information, but you still got to remember everything in our books and magazines and information is just generalized coaching and ideas.
Tiffany Michelle, can I do a hysteroscopy after an egg retrieval? We frequently do that.
So at the time of egg retrieval, we can do that for sure.
Because it's done under light anesthesia, so it's a perfect time to do hysteroscopy, and it's actually quite inexpensive. Or it gets covered by. We have a more affordable options for those that don't have insurance coverage for sure. Yeah.
Transfer tomorrow, Ashley Marie. Acupuncture. Again, no one knows how good acupuncture really is. The studies may be conflicting, but we believe that whatever you can do to calm the cortisol and epinephrine, bring up the oxytocin and serotonin, reduce stress. Some people want a massage. Some people just want to get their transfer and be done with it. We do offer some value for some, but it's not required nor necessary, okay? Zymon, how does that work?
It's a membrane, and the idea is to see that the motile sperm passes through the membranes.
It's a swim up, basically.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So you know that we asked our staff yesterday in andrology, and there's a lot of patients requesting Zymon. We have quite a few Zymon procedures. What do you think about
It's extra cost. Don't know the answer.
Yeah.
You read about it. You decide if you want to do it. It's an add-on. Again, you know, we have these add-ons because people read about it and then they want it. And then they ask, well, do they need it? No one knows those answers. And we should probably be saying that with everything we do. Obviously, if you have blocked fallopian tubes, in order to get the sperm there, if you have azoospermia, we can get sperm out of the epididymis or the testicles. IVF is the best way to do that, by the way. So it's just a swim up, basically.
And basically, maybe even just doing our regular swim up that we always do.
Well, we do a centrifugation and separation.
Yeah.
Zymon is sort of gives us that. We don't have the standard swim up, by the way. Pain at 10 weeks, fibroids. What do we do with fibroids? Fibroids are an indication of what?
Where is the? I don't see the question.
It was there. But fibroids are an indication of inflammation. Get them out, in my opinion. But a lot of women have babies with scar tissue, hydrosalpinx, fibroids, and endo. But when it's not working, then I think it's good for that. Realistically, is IVF a reputable option for someone with PCOS insulin resistance? Briona. I don't believe insulin resistance exists. We're hyperinsulinemic due to a hyperglycemic environment. But yes, IUI, IVF, and sex are all good. And you can, again, do these things. Look in our family building guide and Kiltz's Keto. You might get some good help there.
It's actually an interesting question from Andrelina. Can we do Stims with the 42 millimeter cyst that is persistent? The answer is yes. Most of the time, nothing really happens. And as we had mentioned in one of our earlier questions, at the time of the retrieval, we most likely will just aspirate that one and we'll.
What causes cysts?
What causes cysts?
What causes cysts?
You know?
I don't. Would you tell me?
I don't know. Well,
inflammation. Come on. We all know that inflammation is the cause of every single disease, and I will bet $1 billion. And the real culprit is we are lionesses and lions eating a diet for pigs and cows. All respect, all eating habits, by the way. But when I went carnivore keto, 1 meal a day, a little snack from time to time, and I eat meat, bacon, eggs, butter, beef, ice cream, yes, and salt. And again, we're eliminating the diet, the nuances plan, but I don't want to waste these, right? We got to use them and do his best for our world. So am Tanya.
I constantly have thick lining that never thins out. I've taken Prevera, had a hystroscopy, and a DNC with all no help. I mean, you shouldn't do anything. We just
do a transfer.
Yeah, exactly.
Do a transfer. Yeah. I think we likely overmeasure and undermeasure, but it may be Lupron down regulation for 2 to 4 weeks. Sometimes we'll use estrogen, progesterone, and overlap. We used to use the birth control pill. I really recommend against the birth control pill. And the one interesting part is birth control pills come from what?
Plants.
Vegetables, plants. And that's crazy, right?
Well, now they're synthesized, but
well, no, they come yams.
That's how we invented them.
That they still come from many of those. That's right. And my bet is so many women have so much trouble because they're eating a high vegetable diet. And remember, we've been convinced that eating vegetables is good for us, but it's the money makers, right? They control the strings that convince us all the lions, to eat like pigs and cows. And then we act and look and feel like a pig and a cow, right? Again, I'm being a little crazy, but don't believe me, right, doctor?
I don't believe anything he says.
He doesn't. How's everyone doing this morning? And I know it's early on the West Coast. Thank you very much. I've been getting on Instagram early this last week at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I'm the early bird every single day. All right.
Silvana, Menopur derived from menopausal women? Answer is yes, and then we purify it. So there really isn't anything left other than the actual FSH and LH.
Right, but Menopur is still a mostly an FSH, and they add LH in the form of HCG. It likely is no better than the FSH with the HCG, but there may be some people that do better with any of these regimens.
And it's impossible for us to know who will do what. So we always look at a cycle and try to improve.
Let's see. Dr. Corley did an egg retrieval for Jaylyn. Hi, Jaylyn. Got 40 eggs. How long should I expect the pain in my diaphragm to last? Listen, if you're having a lot of pain, go to the emergency room. Urgent care. Quite commonly, some fluid and pushing up for a few days, but any issues we're not certain, go get it checked out. An ultrasound, some blood work, but usually 2 to 5 days, maybe a week for most people. Melissa Tolman, how you doing, Melissa?
So we're considering CNY. I'm 34 years old. The AMH is 0.28, FSH 11.3. For a few years, what do you recommend? Should I start supplements, vitamins before going to CNY? Do you think, based on my numbers, I can become pregnant? Well, that is easy to answer. Yes.
You're 34 years
young,
and I'm having a baby, and I'm fertile. And what should she change?
Diet,
nutritional, optimal solution. My good friend Ken Berry, Nisha Berry, highly recommends carnivore for all of us. I went carnivore over 10 years ago, the very best thing ever in my life. Arthritis, psoriasis, kidney stones, and migraines. But what else can Melissa do for improving things? Supplements?
Yes. So
it's just at the bottom. Supplements based on my numbers. Can I become pregnant? That was really.
Yeah. By the way, when a patient asks you, "What's my chances of pregnancy?" I only have one answer. What is your answer?
Well, it's 100% of having a baby.
Yes, 100%.
I'm having a baby.
Yeah.
That's the best way I think to approach it. I'm having a baby. The universe will then conspire in your favor. But the how it happens, I mean, that's our mystery of the universe.
So we're like guides. We take you along a path that ends up leading you to your baby. Ourselves, sometimes we don't know what the path is. We have to discover it together. We're like a team.
But
if you stay on your path and you continue moving on your journey, 100% of our patients will have babies.
Kasha. 0% motility doesn't work with Zymot. You have to have modal sperm, but we can inject the vital and non-modal sperm make babies all the time, by the way.
Yeah. Plus the supplements. There's a good your husband's a good candidate for supplements.
HCG, Clomid, and carnivore keto 1 meal a day, number one, and supplements. All these things may help you, by the way.
Yeah.
We got to put may as like. The family building guide may help you. Kiltz's keto may help you. The part is we don't know. Let's see. Oh, HGH, HCG for the guys also may help.
Yes.
For the sperm issues. And should he heat up his testicles or cool his testicles?
Cool.
FET, should you do the keto lifestyle reduce inflammation? Heather, 2 to 4 weeks is what I recommend. And remember, once you're keto,
you're always keto.
Yes. Right? Keto is the most sustainable. Carnivore is the most sustainable thing.
You can do it all your life. And there's no effort doing that.
Because you're a lioness, and a lion, not a big cow or a sheep. But remember, when the lions are fed like a pig, cow, or a sheep,
they don't do too well.
That's when we have all of our diseases. Remember, thousands of years ago, the pharaohs, the popes, the priests, and the dictators controlled the silos, and they fed us grass and grains. And grass and grains is like heroin and nicotine, and it's just a hallucinogenic that we just can't stop eating. which is crazy. Let's see. Andy O'Brien, best way to help with morphology. Egg and embryo and sperm. What's the best way?
Well, number one, reduce your inflammation, go on the right diet, maybe supplements.
Yeah, maybe supplements, but certainly, and again, maybe acupuncture, massage, meditation, prayer, visualization. Never, ever, ever, ever give up on the journey, as Dr. Faruqi has said. What's the odds of having success?
100%.
100%.
Okay, it really is 100%. We've been doing this together for about 60 years, and we cannot, excuse the language, but we cannot bullshit people that long. It is 100%.
And if you haven't read A Course in Miracles, I highly recommend it. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're religious or not, spiritual or not. Most important thing is have faith in the outcome you desire, because everything is a dream. That's the amazing part. I've been reading Jordan Peterson, Maps of Meaning. He's got some really great stuff. And Michaela Peterson, by the way, is the lioness. So it's kind of really amazing ideas and stuff. But
so someone asked us a really good question the other day, Rob. What's the difference between hoping and dreaming?
Well, they're close.
But there's a difference.
There is a difference.
When you dream, it's already there. When you hope, you're looking to find it.
Yeah, you're wishing.
Yes.
So convert hope into the dream of truth and reality. That's the best way. All right, Dr. Fink has me priming with estrogen, progesterone, and omnitrope, 21 days. The number of days doesn't matter, by the way. I tell everyone, you can start estrogen, progesterone, HGH anytime. It doesn't have to be 21 days. So team members, start today. Go until you do an ultrasound and blood work, and then start your Stims, by the way. Is the idea that I'll then have a period once off the estrogen, progesterone. You don't need to have a menstrual period or a cycle. Doesn't necessarily have to happen. But usually you're going to stop the estrogen, progesterone, and get a cycle. But if you do an ultrasound and you have a thin lining,
we can go.
Just get started.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a freeze-all anyway, day 3 or day 5 or 6, start it anyway. All right?
We can start an IVF cycle any day of a menstrual cycle. It doesn't
matter. And if you don't get menstrual cycles,
we can still start IVF.
Start.
Yeah.
Right? Let's see. Considering transfer to CMY, 42 years young, 30, 43. Adenomyosis, endo, surgery, December, cyst removed, no blocked tubes, had 2 failed IUIs, odds of getting pregnant.
100%.
But again, remember,
we need to find the path.
And none of us know the answer for you individually. This is the hardest part of this journey. It's have faith and look and learn from all of the doctors out there and the scientists out there and the nutritionists out there and the massage and acupuncture. Everyone has something that you might find works for you. We have no more lock-on knowledge than anyone and everyone else. It's all right on the internet. Even DHEA ideas is right there, and the supplements and acupuncture. It starts with the egg. Rebecca Fett, a great book. By the way, she sells DHEA too. So again, these ideas are there, open access. We need to tell Congress and ASRM and all these journals, open access. And we doctors have to be able to communicate with our patients without the fear and worry of being sued for sharing things with you. All right, folic acid, around 10.
With folic acid supplementation, make odds of natural tube deficits same as low carb diet.
Neural tube defects.
Yep. So, yes, it's neural. Folic acid has been proven to reduce neural tube defects.
You know, I'm always leery about proven, but let's just say folic acid is the one that reduces the risk of that may reduce the risk of neural tube defects.
Yeah, but
right?
Do you remember when we were residents, how many patients we had babies with neural tube defects? We virtually don't see it anymore.
I don't recall
but
that.
He doesn't remember.
I don't remember very much.
How old are you now?
I'm 99. Look, my point here is that if you eat the right human nutritional solution, my bet is you need no supplements.
Exactly. Yeah.
And remember, a plant-based diet chelates all of these things. That's the problem. Then they say eat green vegetables, which contain a lot of lectins and oxalates and all those things, by the way. So yes, stay on the folic acid. We do recommend, that's why the prenatal vitamins have what in it?
Yep.
Folic acid, right? And the molecular fertility supplements have that.
Also good for men, by the way.
Well, we have the male supplement because remember, it takes a sperm and an egg to make an embryo, and it takes a beautiful uterine environment. Remember, the bowels sit right on top of the uterus, and inflammation in the bowels due to a high fiber, high vegetable, and low fat diet is deadly for the human animal, right? That's the crazy one. Maria Schwartz, 42, 3 PGT normal. What should I do to maximize chances?
Well, first of all, it's already really, really good. You did an HSG in September. That's a hysteroscopic. It was normal, no endo, no scars. You have 2 babies in the 20-year-old. MMC last year. What does that mean? Do keto for a year. That's
miscarriage last year. Look at again these. Look, inflammation is the key and cause of all of this. But basically, carnivore keto, 1 meal a day, or some keto, even it's a vegan and vegetarian. And then look at our supplements. They may help, but mostly it's put them in. Look at maybe a natural cycle, and look at the immune 3 and the immune 4 protocols. Let's see. 42 years young, on keto, FSH, fine for a year prior. Suggestions. Again, all the stuff that the good Dr. Faruqi has been talking about. Testing embryos, IVF versus FET.
Perhaps fresh versus frozen here. Do we test embryos first of all, so question, do you recommend testing embryos?
They would have thrown me out.
Why?
Well, because
why is testing not that great?
Well, because nothing in science and medicine is that accurate.
You guys remember
Actually,
this?
science and medicine is highly opinionated, and we have our belief systems. And if you haven't read Bruce Lipton's Biology of Belief, I know I have it here somewhere, but Biology of Belief is basically what we believe, we focus on in science, we write about it, and then we publish it. And everyone looks at it and says, wow, great idea or bad idea. But really, this is just another one of those things. Depends where you biopsy on the outer shell, the trophectoderm.
Because we don't really test the embryo, which is inside. We're testing the outer surface.
We don't test the fetus.
Yeah.
We test
the outer cell mass. So depending on where you test, you're going to get all kinds of different results. That's why it's not 100% accurate.
By the way, low dose HCG or HGH priming, I think, like there's a lot of different things out there. 10 units of HCG, I haven't seen the papers on that. Dr. V's talking about it. But human growth is the one we talk about the most, estrase prometrium, and carnivore keto, 1 meal a day, or some keto. And then don't forget the supplements and do lots of this, right? Fertile Hope Yoga. I always forget about Aaron. Fertile Hope Yoga. But there's so many yoga specialists out there, right? I think that can really be helpful also. Keto during pregnancy.
You can do it.
No, you should do it. Remember, look at the recommendations by the American Diabetic and Dietetic Association, in my opinion, are wrong. They cause gestational diabetes. Carnivore keto, 1 meal a day. Remember, the only fuel for the mitochondria in every cells of your body is fat. Your baby must convert sugar in its liver to fat to use it as energy. Sugars never are fuel. And the carnivore keto and fasting, by the way, fasting. And if you have nausea and vomiting in pregnancy, don't eat ice chips, water, a little bit sips, but you got to relax the tummy because your body's trying to tell you get rid of these poisons. They're trying to kill your baby, unfortunately. So all through pregnancy, all through life. And remember, milk is for babies from a breast. maybe all of this formula is bad for us. And I think we need to look at that. And drinking a lot of milk is not good for us humans. Butter, a little bit of cream, ice cream, and that's the best way.
Should we have more stuff here? Oh yeah, we do.
Yes, your pockets, Brianna, are inflammation, diverticulosis. That's caused by a plant-based diet. Everyone's dying from a plant-based disease. Remember, plants are live organisms that say, come eat me, or you come near me, I will kill you. Again, we've been duped by the masters to eat the meat. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Duped by the masters to eat the mush, and they eat the expensive meat. And I can tell you, this is the craziest thing I've ever practiced and learned. It's a game changer. If you want to be the healthiest, carnivore, keto, 1 meal a day, amazing. Remember, and it's high fat. It is not a lean meat diet or a low carb diet. It's a high fat nutritional solution. But yes, diverticulitis stenosis is caused by, remember, when the fiber and the plants are fermenting in your colon, they make a lot of gas and a lot of heat. So the colon expands, and the weaknesses around certain of the tenii or the muscles just make a little bit of thing, and then a little poop forms in there, and then eventually you can actually express that with the perforation all day long.
Then you're really sick.
Look at this. I didn't believe one thing I'm telling you 20 years ago. About 15 years ago, I started going a little paleo, and then I discovered keto, and over 10 years ago, carnivore. Amazing. Listen, don't believe me, don't do it. Listen, diet doesn't cause disease. Why do they call it diet? Because we are dying from it. Remember, dogs and cats in the wild are wolves and lions. When they're fed plants, they become domesticated, docile, and easily controlled. Guess what? We're easily controlled. And I know this is really crazy shit, isn't it? Right? And Kiltz's ice cream. Remember?
What? Quickly, just what's your recipe? I love his ice cream.
Look, it's so simple. It's a pint of cream, 1 egg, 1 to 2 tablespoons of white sugarcane sugar is my best. Don't use the fake stuff. Remember, simple sugar from time to time is okay. And then I like to scrape the vanilla bean and use that as the very best. And
it is truly amazing.
And you make it fresh. Like, come on, guys. You must reward yourself and treat from time to time. But look at ketamine is deadly. Ayahuasca, psilocybin, marijuana, certainly smoking. We know these things are all bad, right? And let's see, most A3 embryos CMI will transfer. She is loved, 722. And a gratitude to everyone. We are a fertile family. We are listening and learning from you, and we're listening and learning from all of our colleagues and peers. We're all working this together. And so if you know something that we can do better, please bring it our way. We have an amazing group of team members and doing our very, very, very best. Nana.
What does fragmentation in IVF mean? I'm supposing DNA fragmentation,
which means
damage to the DNA
done by
inflammation. That's really true.
It really is only inflammation.
Yes. Well,
how do we treat it?
Well, antioxidants. So
part of our keto, 1 meal a day, always first, because fat is an antioxidant?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
When we give intralipids to our patients, it's actually basically fat. And it improves pregnancy rates in people who have immune situations tremendously.
Isn't Kiltz's ice cream high fat?
Yeah.
And so I really, really, really recommend these things. If you want to use some of the fake sugars, right? You can do it. But I tell you, I think again, mostly fat. And there are the supplements, maybe antioxidants. CoQ10 But again, there's so much maybe and everything in science I'm learning. And remember, everything we're telling you is a maybe. That's all it is. Every science we ever talk about is always just a maybe, by the way. Recommend PRP for an AMH of 0.0.
I mean, once again, it's maybe might help. That's a very low AMH, however. But we can do no harm trying it.
But the answer always is
Maybe.
yes, that we're gonna right and
Maybe it'll help. And
help.
yes, try it.
Yes, right. 100%. Remember, whether it's your eggs, donor eggs, adoption, happy as you are, that's where we all need to get to in this beautiful, amazing life, right? And so the intra-ovarian PRP, intrauterine PRP, but remember, everything comes with some risk benefit. It may work, it may not. And so you got to understand all of these things before you do any of them, for sure. Intrauterine, so Mrs. Michelle Designer's Lifestyle, hi, transfer retrieval. When do I do intrauterus transfer retrieval Clomid? With what low dose protocol? Adenomyosis will do down regulation, intrauterine PRP, retrieval or transfer. So you could do the PRP, intrauterine or ovarian at retrieval. Intrauterine probably, remember, this is where Orlissa or Lupron for a couple of months and letrozole and keto carnivore will help with adenomyosis, I think, right?
Yeah. Done. A little pre-treatment can make a big difference here. Now, anything else there interesting? Let's see.
Day 3 transfer embryo fresh. Dual stem on 2 cycles back to back. Better. I am banking all my embryos and I am on IVF 5, planning to do 2 more banking cycles. I transfer 3-day embryos fresh or FED. I think bank them and frozen, but fresh and frozen are really close. Take it individually depending on what other things are going on in your body, but frozen might be slightly better than fresh, but really it's a little bit of a bias in all of that.
Yeah, so Zulika 62, can you talk about transferring embryos from another clinic to CNY? Do you recommend? We transfer embryos from all over, including Canada, by the way. Yes, if you need your embryos to be transferred to us, let us know, and we
work with other clinics when you want to transfer your embryos there.
Yeah.
So this is all a moving target in some ways. That's what we're all doing today. So, but it's 11 o'clock. We started a little earlier. Thank you, everyone. Remember, you're in charge of your health and wellness. Remember, open access is the key for all of us in affordability, access, quality, and honorability. We need to be honest and honorable in our scientific endeavors and our communication. So we're really doing our very best. And remember, lower dose protocols. Anything else you want to share, Dr. Faruqi?
I say this all the time. Never, ever, 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 ever give up.
All right, Heather, Joe,
Bye-bye.
Sam, God bless everyone. We'll see you guys sometime this week. Maybe I'll do some more morning lives. God bless and take care, everyone.